Got to see burn.
Yallah.
They say burn as fuck. My mom did. Who burned these damn crackers?
Holding for deployment. Take this time to ready up. Hostile dropping into the area. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky. I'll give it a go. Let's try. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
What? Where my Uggs at?
Preparation's done. Time to deploy to the war zone. Resurgence. Mark a drop point for your team. You'll lead them in. Rush to the safe zone. You got gas closing in fast. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates and earn points to return them faster. Execute all targets in the AO. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Located a supply box. Secure that position. Objectives found. Move to the next location. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy UAV active.
Why nobody came over here?
In their sight. Next loadout drop on the way. Contract updated. New objective identified. Gas is right on your tail. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All supply boxes found. You crushed it. Bounty target identified. Have a little fun, yeah? Friendly loadout drop on the way. Enemy UAV active. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Damn.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
That's some bullshit. I can kill that man.
Keep moving forward.
Look. He from Canada. He must be a Drake fan.
Returning you to the front lines. Go get them. Contact. UAV active. Gas is right on your tail.
Where you at?
Target spotted.
What niggas is doing?
Man.
Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in. Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Watch your six. Resurgence will be gone.
Hit! Under heavy fire! Frag out!
Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
They're shooting at me!
This nigga hiding. I respect that.
Do better this time. Squad member is redeploying.
Going.
Enemy drone is active.
At least I'm not dead yet.
I got put in the smoke. That's crazy. What?
Underhold's on fire!
Game over. He can't come back.
They're dead. Less than 25 remain. We lost that one, but we'll come back stronger next time.
Like a reference.
Dad, you're not gonna touch my shit. Dad, is Barry okay? Dad, you're not gonna touch my shit.
Stop playing.
Dad, you're not gonna touch my shit.
Get out of here.
I'm too much. I'm over it.
You want to lose the game?
Dad, stop! Dad, you're not gonna touch my shit.
I know that guy did. Turn the game on.
Dad, stop! Dad, stop. Stop. Dad, stop, don't.
Still in here. All right. One.
More inventory of our sites. By working the first three steps, we have formed a solid foundation for our recovery. Our active addiction cannot remain arrested, however, unless we build upon this foundation. As we work the third step, many of us will cover. How can we make sure we are really putting our will and lives over to the care of God? The answer is simple. We work the remainder of the steps, starting with step 4. Why work the fourth step? After all, we've been able to stay clean so far. But some of us are still haunted by a driving obsession with new drugs. Others find that the feelings of discomfort are more subtle. Subtle, a nagging feeling that something isn't quite right, a sense of impending doom or feelings of fear and anger that have no apparent reason. Still others may think we're doing just fine without a fourth step. However, our experience as a fellowship has shown that, sooner or later, members who don't work this crucial step relapse. For many of us, our motivation to work the fourth step is quite simple. We're working the program of recovery and we want to continue. Because our disease involves much more than our drug use, recovery involves more than simple abstinence from drugs. The solution to our problem is a profound change in our thinking and our behavior. 27. We need to change how we perceive the world and alter our role in it. We need to change our attitude. Whether our motivation is a desire to move away from our addiction or to move toward recovery doesn't really matter. The fourth step is a turning point in our journey of recovery. It is a time for deep personal reflection. The confusion that we attempted to mask with self-deception and drugs is about to diminish. We are embarking on a search for insight into ourselves, our feelings, our fears, our resentments, and the patterns of behavior that make up our lives. We may be very frightened at the prospect of examining ourselves so thoroughly. We don't know ourselves very well, and we may not be sure we want to. Our fear of the unknown may seem overwhelming at this point, but if we recall our faith and trust in our higher power, our fear can be overcome. We believe that part of God's will for us is to work the steps. We trust that the final outcome of working the fourth step will be continued healing of our spirits as we go on. The principles of recovery that we have already begun to practice are vital to working the fourth step. The honest acceptance of our addiction brought with us from step 1 will help us to be honest about other aspects of our addiction. We've developed a level of trust and faith in a power greater than ourselves, and that glimmer of hope we've been feeling is growing with each day clean.
Hostile dropping into the area. Practice while you can. You'll be entering the field in a bit.
Honesty is an essential part of this step. Our years of living a life
Drag out!
if we sit down and become ourselves, we will find it easy.
Rock us out!
What we currently know is the key to
Dropping into the AO.
telling the truth of the program.
Rock us out!
And find the courage and searching the truth.
Hurry in!
Put on paper those things.
Rock us out!
What is meant by searching the truth?
Rock us out!
Take stock of our assets and lives.
Enemy soldiers nearby.
For years, we've been trying to regularly after living a lifetime of although we did
How many kills we got?
we can begin to stop being the person we have invented and find
Enemy
the freedom
soldier
to be
nearby.
who we are. If the word moral bothers us,
Enough
we start
training.
talking with our
Now
sponsor
you
about
fight
our
a real
motivation to
enemy.
ease our discomfort. A moral inventory doesn't mean that we will condemn ourselves. In reality, the inventory process is one of the most we simply look at our instincts, our desires, our motives, our tendencies, and compulsive routines that extract from the no matter how many days or how many years we have been clean, we are still human and subject to defects and failings. An inventory allows us to look at our basic
Resurgence.
nature, flaws, and strengths.
The gas is closing on your position. Suggest you start running. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates and earn points to return them faster.
Never talking location.
Others spend time writing each day. Anytime we sit down,
Execute all targets in the AO.
courage and honesty we need to be thorough and to reveal what we are searching for. In most cases, we begin the work our higher power will reveal no more to us than we can handle. Most of us don't have much experience with the type of self-appraisal we are about to do. We must have the guidance and support of our sponsor in order to understand what we're doing. Our sponsor may give us a format to follow, certain subjects or points to concentrate on, or just general guidance. Not only can our sponsor provide direction for the actual inventory, he or she can
Enemy UAV active.
Remind us to pray and be emotionally supportive throughout this process. We often strengthen our relationship with our sponsor by relying on her or his experience at this time. Consistent action on our first step is important.
Enemy UAV active. Positive ID on the bounty target.
If we have a tendency to procrastinate, it is a good idea to set aside a certain amount of time each day to work on our inventory. Such a routine establishes our inventory as a high priority in our lives. If we put our fourth step away once it has begun, we run the risk of never returning to it. We are painstaking and detail-oriented in our inventory. We systematically examine all aspects.
You're redeploying. Make it mean something. Loadout drop headed your way.
It is important that we look at more than one dimension of our experience. What motivated us to act the way we did? What repercussions did our behavior have in our lives? How did our behavior affect those around us? How did we harm others? How did we feel about our actions and others' reactions?
Shit! Under heavy fire here!
Found them and other issues.
Area recon inbound.
Bounty target is down.
UAV beginning flyover.
What? So you were? Yeah, the other guy had killed me, but I killed the guy I was supposed to kill. That was a bounty. I got my team money.
Enemy radar jammer detected in your
Yeah,
area.
you supposed to, when you get a bounty,
You're losing ground. Move it.
you gotta avoid it. You gotta avert it, yeah. But he wouldn't avert it. He got
Enemy
ran down
advanced
on by me.
UAV up.
UAV is out of
Able to
fuel.
avert it.
Returning for resupply.
Manipulating because we feared our future.
Bomb inbound.
But yeah, they when they get it, when you gotta learn how to use your map.
Marked an AR.
And a
feel me?
constant lack of what we needed. In the past, we had no faith that a higher power would care for us. Therefore, we attempted to take control of our lives and everything around us.
We're all here, thank God.
We manipulated, we lied, we planned, we stole, we cheated,
Mark the route.
to cover up our schemes.
Got launcher rounds here.
Envy, jealousy, and deep gut-wrenching insecurities. We were alone. As we drove away the people who cared about us, we used drugs trying to cover up our feelings. The lonelier we felt, the more we tried to control everything and everybody. We suffered when things didn't go our way, but so strong was our
One of your
desire for
allies is
power
back
and
in the
control
game.
that we couldn't see the futility of our efforts to manage events. In our new lives, we had
I'm under fire.
manipulate or control for ourselves. We need not fear what may happen. In our inventory, we assess the emotional effects of our addiction.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Down our feelings and drugs or other distractions that, by the time we come to our first meeting, we had lost touch.
I was trying to reload and put my things down.
Naming our feelings is important, so once we do so, we can begin to deal with them. We can specifically say how we're feeling.
You've got another chance to make a difference.
There's not much in between. We make a list of our resentments, for they often play a large part in making our recovery uncomfortable. We cannot allow ourselves to be obsessed with hostility toward others. We look at the institutions that may have affected us, our families, schools, employers, organizations,
Enemy UAV active.
We list the people, places, social values, institutions, and situations against which we bear anger. We examine not only the circumstances surrounding the
Bounty target has been marked. End them.
What in us was
One
so
of your
threatening
allies
that
is
we
back in the
experienced
game.
such deep emotional torment. Often we
Shit! Under heavy fire here!
We look at our relationships as well.
Enemy soldier nearby.
We don't do this to place blame for our addiction on our families. We keep in mind that we are writing an inventory of ourselves and not of others. We write about how we felt about our families and the way we acted on our feelings. In most cases, we will find
Enemy UAV active.
We established early in life are what is carried with us up to the present. Some of our patterns and choices
There are 24 enemies active. Kill them all.
We search for the patterns we want to continue and those we want to change. 43. Writing about all of these relationships, all of our relationships is very important, and we'll want to pay particular attention to our friendships. If we gloss over examining our platonic friendships in favor of focusing on romantic relationships, our inventories will be incomplete. Many of us came to NA never having had a long-term friendship because of conflict within ourselves. Those
Gas is
conflicts were the
moving.
real grounds for the arguments we started with our friends and our ensuing refusal to work through the disagreement and continue the friendship. Some of us felt that we would end up getting hurt in any close friendship.
Enemy
So we
UAV active.
arranged the end of the friendship ourselves. We may
Mark the
have feared
destination.
intimacy to such a degree that we never revealed anything about ourselves to our friends. We may have
We're all
induced
here,
guilt
thank
in our
God.
friends to ensure their loyalty or indulged in other forms of emotional blackmail. If our friends had others in their lives, we may have felt so jealous and insecure that we tried to remove the threat of their other friends. Our behavior ranged from taking our friends hostage to taking them for granted. We may find several instances where we sacrificed our friendships for romantic relationships. We will probably find identical conflicts and behaviors in our romantic relationships. We'll see the same difficulties with trust, refusal to be vulnerable, and perhaps a lifelong pattern of inability to
Contract
make
failed. Your time ran out.
44. As we write, we'll most
Enemy
likely
soldier
see
nearby.
real intimacy and
Positive
intimacy.
ID on the bounty
But discover
target.
that we never
Let's make this quick.
understood intimacy and trust. Whether we ran from close relationships because of fear or because we had first
Enemy
learned our
UAV
motives,
active.
we search out the common threads. that
Get to the
bind
new
all of
safe
our
zone.
relationships.
Gas is closing
We may
in.
find that our sexual beliefs and behavior have caused problems in our relationships. We may have settled for sex.
Fire sale is active.
We may have
Fire
used sex to
station
get
costs are
something we wanted,
adjusted.
or believed that by having sex we could extract a commitment from an unwilling partner. We ask ourselves if our sexual behavior has been based in
Mount a
selfishness
submachine gun.
or in love. We may have used sex to fill the spiritual void we felt inside. Some of us felt after years of compulsively acting on our fears and misguided beliefs about sex, we may want to be at peace with our own sexuality. This is a very uncomfortable
Walking
topic.
AR. Negative. Cancel that.
However, if we want something different than what we've had, it's necessary that we begin the process of change by
Insurgence is about to end.
some of us
Keep
were-
your head on a
we
swivel.
may have been victims of incest
Allied
or
UAV
rape.
overhead.
We may have had
Hunt
terrible
them
childhoods
down.
with deprivation
Fire
and
sales
neglect.
done. Prices are
Experiences
back
like
to
these
normal.
may have led us to inflict the same abuse on others. We may have prostituted ourselves or allowed other forms of degradation because we
Mark
didn't
the rally
feel we
point.
deserved anything better. Though
Target
painful and
appears
sad,
hostile.
this cannot be changed. Page 45. However, the warped beliefs we have developed about ourselves and others can be changed with the help of our
You're losing ground. Move
we
it.
write about events like these so that we can be free of our most painful secrets and get on with our lives. We don't have to be lifelong victims of our past. To experience serenity, we must begin to alter the self-defeating patterns that have prevailed in our lives. The fourth step helps us identify those patterns. We begin to see how we have maneuvered through life, perhaps not consciously planning our own misery, but making choices which resulted in our lives becoming unmanageable. Most of us have blamed various people for
Contract failed. Your time ran
We
out.
didn't want to accept that our addiction had a negative impact on us, and we were responsible. Some of us committed crimes and complained about the consequences. Some of us were irresponsible at work and we rejected values and were held accountable.
Y'all
We
see,
need a
I'm
hasty
working.
retreat whenever
That's the
life caught up
resource
with us.
condition.
Our inventory will help us identify our responsibility for our actions and find those circumstances.
Hostile
where we
dropping
can
into the
put
area. Watch the skies.
our focus
Resurgence is no longer
Excuse
available.
me.
Make your actions count. You got gas inbound. Safe zone
Those
relocated.
down in the tents. Those down
As
in
we
the
write
tent.
our inventory,
Why
we
mark?
look for the
Where am I
times
marking?
when we made decisions that
Y'all gonna get sniped from the distance. Trying to tell you.
if we lived our lives by default,
You're being tracked by an enemy team. Tread carefully.
I don't listen.
With your allies, back to the game.
Shit! Under heavy fire here!
Refused to participate in life for all reasons of most of us had hoped to lose some point in our lives, but we abandoned those in pursuit of our addiction. In our inventory, we finally call our lost dreams. We find out how our choices and doing our things with having those dreams. We ask ourselves when we stop believing in ourselves and when we stop believing in anything outside ourselves. Through this process, our lost dreams may reawaken.